wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
What's going on? Welcome to the KVJ show. Happy Tuesday. Walk in here and Bird is all about the dirt. I know he's all fired up to get to it today.
I'm really not. I have to discuss the Dirt of the Day clips with Virginia because I edit them before the show starts. So we have to get into cahoots together to, hey, you want this audio? You want that one? She complains a lot.
Okay, all right.
So I'm kind of forced to talk about it.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I complain because we have a high standard at the Dirt of the Day, and we only want the best clips out of him.
Okay.
And a lot of times you don't get them because a man can only edit so much Kardashian audio before 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Before he goes mad.
It's a lot to go through.
He had to go through hours of the talk yesterday.
It's the talk. There's a lot today.
There's a lot to talk about.
Oh, the talk returned, Kevin.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of dirt to talk about.
Well, we'll get to that here just momentarily. I want to remind you, too, we're going to go back to the winning today. Double your paycheck. Starts at 9 a.m. You got a chance to double up your paycheck. We're going to call out a name. You're going to have 10 minutes to call us back, and you can refer a friend and still win $500. Go do that before we get to it at 9 a.m. Just go sign up right now at WRMF.com.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Yes, as we've teased, it was a big day yesterday. The talk returned without Sharon Osbourne. Everybody was there. There was a therapist there, Kevin. They were having sessions.
Okay.
And there were feelings. And there was lots of... They did this exercise. You would have laughed at the silliness of it.
I'm already about to laugh, yeah.
All these broads had to do is sit in front of each other.
Yeah.
And the therapist said, I want you to do nothing but just look into each other's eyes for 30 seconds. And so they sat there, and that's all they did. And then one of them started crying because it moved her so much. And she connected on a deep level with her co-host. And she's like, I see you. And she's crying. I mean, you would have hated everything about it. I was drinking it up like a
It doesn't at all sound pandering.
Oh,
Wow.
It was the best.
Wow.
If you have a chance today, you need to go back and watch just that clip of the therapy session of soul searching into someone's eyes.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Well, I feel like we should do the same thing today.
I don't want Kevin.
What the therapist said.
I'm just kidding.
Nobody wants to draw me.
Nobody
Short
wants to turn
target's
to
me.
stone. The therapist said, if you're having drama with somebody, this is what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
Because the therapist was like, when me and my daughter have drama, I just do this soul searching, look into your eyes, exercise for 30 seconds, and it makes all the drama go away.
I can tell you
I don't
right
buy
now,
this one bit.
that would not work in my family.
No.
If you are mad at one of my family members and you try to do this sit down, let's look into each other's souls, that would end in a even worse
The
situation.
game would be called First to Slap.
Yes.
Well, luckily nobody got slapped yesterday on the talk. Probably because the girl that I think they want to slap is no longer there. Sharon Osbourne did not come back, but the other girls did. And I believe we have a little bit of...
Yeah, here's, I think, a little bit of it when they first signed on.
Okay.
There's a lot there to go through.
the beginning.
Okay.
And it's difficult to go back to that day because I just feel the trauma. I didn't want to escalate things with Sharon because I thought I was having a conversation with a friend, but also I didn't want to be perceived as the angry black woman.
Okay, that's Cheryl Underwood.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, got a little bit more here.
Well, you know what was most striking was told, don't you cry. I'm not tearing up because you've hurt me or I want some sympathy. I'm tearing up because I have to restrain that. And I think that's what resonated with black women out there, but other women, because we're taught, don't express your emotions in a job. Don't do anything like that. So to be told you can't do something, and I'm grown.
Okay.
Where's the soul searching, look into the eye exercise?
It's so good. It's like halfway through.
It doesn't play well on the radio probably because it's not really talking.
30 seconds of eye staring does definitely not play well on the radio.
Welcome to the talk. The first thing we're going to do is not talk.
It's probably the best they've ever been.
Yeah, so they're back. And, Piers Morgan was watching it. I'm sure Sharon Osbourne was watching it, too. Piers was tweeting.
Wait, Piers had something to say?
Oh, yes. He was calling it a Croca S-bomb and called these ladies shameless frauds. So
wow.
He was definitely trying to kick up the fight.
Okay.
You didn't really hear a lot from Sharon, so... I love a little drama. In other news, it looks like they brought back Paula Abdul on American Idol. I guess Luke Bryan has the COVID.
Yeah, you got the country COVID.
Got the country COVID, so Paula is like, I will swoop right in.
Mm-hmm.
We are delighted to welcome a guest judge joining Lionel and Katie, the one and only Paula Abdul. Welcome back to American Idol. We have so many stories. How does it feel to be sitting back here on this set for you?
Well, I'm so excited to be sitting with Katie and Lionel, friends that I adore. But for me, it's like, if I'm being honest, it's kind of nostalgic.
Oh,
It's
adorable.
We want some sippy in your cup. We want crazy Paula.
You don't want her sober.
I don't want you to tell me what key you got to be in.
She does sound a little bit too sober for our palate.
Mm-hmm. Got Willie Spence. He's from Riviera Beach. He's in the top 12 if you're actually watching that show on American Idol.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got a local guy doing well there.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay, dokie. Boy, there you go, Bird. Wasn't that so fulfilling?
Oh, man. We have 2 more to go. I love it.
I know. Only 2.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jbird?
Well, the KVJ YouTube chat room sort of talking about a topic I wanted to get into. They're talking about that big bright light that was in the sky yesterday or last night. I saw our boy Steve Weagle tweeting it out. I'm not sure what it was. I guess it was either an asteroid or they had footage of it. It looked like a big fireball streaking down.
I think they said it was an asteroid, yeah.
It was cool looking, man.
Okay.
And one of the topics that we were going to get into on Weird and Whatever, because someone emailed me and said they had gotten hit in the head by a coconut. They heard us talking about how people die from coconuts and they got hit. And the topic was weird things that have fallen from the sky. And it reminded me of this one dude back in Lake Park named Gary. Now, Gary was known to tell tall tales a little bit, kind of a liar.
Oh, Gary.
Kind of a drunk.
BS Gary.
But he always would show off this wheel that he claimed back in the 70s he was in his backyard and the wheel of a private plane fell in his backyard and just missed his grandma, almost killing her. And he'd always show off this wheel. So one of the topics I wanted to get into was, what's the weirdest thing that fell from the sky that almost hit you? There's some really cool things out there that could possibly... Someone was talking about how some kind of big piece of chunk of ice fell from the sky. I guess it was hail, but they thought it was too big for hail.
Yeah. That
Could be poop ice.
Yeah,
Could be
that
poop
blue
ice.
ice will fall down on people.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, you would think more things would fall out of the sky and harm us, but we don't hear of it that often. I mean, there's a lot going on up there.
I think we sometimes get lucky too. I mean, things fall, and luckily they don't hit anybody and hurt them.
Or it burns up in the atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of a cool little story. And if anyone knows where that fireball was, the footage was amazing.
Yeah, I'd heard Hutchinson Island right around there. They had a lot of activity and apparently good views of it. So that's where some of the conversation's coming from. Not that it happened right over there, but that was what they were talking about in the chat room.
If I'm driving and I see that, I get a little freaked out. I think the UFOs are coming in.
What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
My husband has been on this massive Sopranos kick. So he goes on eBay and buys like Sopranos t-shirts and loves it.
Okay.
He's been watching the Sopranos a lot and just loves everything Sopranos. He's on a kick of it. And there's something that they eat on the Sopranos, and it's called gabagool.
Gabagool.
And it's very Italian. If you go try to order it and you don't that know how to say it right here, they won't do it. But up in the Northeast, if you say gabagool, everybody knows that it's this like cured pork, little like a cold cut.
Okay.
It's such a great show. I'm glad that he's into it. It's really good.
He loves it. And so I pulled a few little clips of them saying gabagool, and I brought you some gabagool so you could try it, Kevin.
Gabagool. Okay, so it's actually a thing. Okay.
It is actually a thing.
Okay.
Little gabagool.
Tony gabagool, Grandma. It's nothing but fat and nitrates.
Hey, Gabriela says me down here for the gabagool. The gabagool.
Gabagool. The gabagool.
We had sandwiches brought in the other night. 4 with ham, salami, gabagool.
Taking the gabagool and out of the fridge.
Gabagool. Over here.
All this from a slice of gabagool.
Let's get back to that gabagool.
Right there.
They talk about it a lot.
Yeah, the gabagool. Hey.
So,
Gabagool.
I brought some for you to try, Kev. I'm not going to touch it with my fingers because it's like a cold cut. But here.
Okay, it's a cold cut.
It's a cold cut, yeah.
Okay.
When you went into Publix, did you go, give me the gabagool?
I did. And they were like, what? So if you go into Publix, you have to say you want the capicola.
Capicola.
You can't say gabagool.
Which one sounds more Italian? I mean, they both sound so Italian.
What
Capicola.
What animal is this from, and do you know what part of that animal?
It's pork.
Okay.
And, yeah, I don't know what part.
It's part of the Italian buffalo. That is such a good show. And
That's good.
And here's a big chunk of it that I bought at Restaurant Depot, and I can slice it myself. Mm-hmm. It's even like more like authentic.
Oh, it's good. It's nice and kind of peppery. And
Yeah,
I
it's
like
got a little
it.
spice to it.
Does Panda notice on The Sopranos, the longer it goes, I could notice it big time. You can hear in a lot of scenes Tony breathing really heavy, and I don't know if that was meant to be on purpose or if that was the actor breathing hard. But Denny's even said it to me. He goes, I can always hear Tony Soprano over breathing, and I noticed it too.
It was authentic to his character.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
I think it was probably his own physicality because remember he had a heart attack and passed away.
I'd love to know if that was on purpose or not, if that's part of the character development.
I bet you it was just him as the man, and
That's just him getting through life.
it's why he was the perfect Tony Soprano because probably we all eat too much gabagool.
Gabagool.
It's probably not good for you.
That's not my cup of soda right there. I
Not your
don't
thing.
like. I'm a
Yeah.
terrible Italian. I do not like the gabagool.
But yeah, I've been told like any Italian household had to have the gabagool.
I always go on a Soprano run. Every 3 years, I get back into the Sopranos.
It's a great show.
Yeah, solid. What I got on my mind here today is all the little things that I kind of now do on a regular basis to try to be good with the COVID and everything that's out there. I don't have the vaccine yet. I'd had it once before, but ever since the pandemic hit, I've really, tried to listen to what they're saying, what you can do with your health. I always was trying to build up the immune system and all that. But the one thing I heard was the vitamin D, which I'm doing that. They'd said the body fat was not good with the COVID, so I tried to slim down a little bit and make sure I was all good with that. And then I was hearing that sunshine was good. They say that sunnier areas are seeing fewer deaths from the coronavirus. I know yesterday, I think we had our lowest tally in a very, very long time, in several months. I think we only had 7 deaths yesterday in the state.
That's good.
Sunlight elevates your mood, too.
It is. It's just good for you. So I've tried to do that every single day. It's part of the whole little wellness ritual that I try to maintain to keep your mind, body, health all good. Good 20, 30 minutes, just getting a little bit of sunshine is what I'm doing every single day. But I have noticed that the longer I go out and do it, it's starting to get a little bit more brave because it is also getting a little bit warmer. And I got one of those privacy walls up. And I'm wondering if there's anybody else that has the bravery to sit out back completely naked with a privacy wall, and what are the rules on that? Because all the homes around me are all one story. I don't have that multiple level thing, so it's not like somebody could be in a second story and look down. They're all one level. But if somebody were a tree trimmer or whatnot, they could look and see a bare naked Kev out back sunbathing. And should I continue to do it, or is it a smart thing to make sure you always got some kind of drawers on?
I am naked all the time, and I should not be naked because my neighbors can see through grew by the fence. Virginia can attest to it.
Yeah.
It's a shorter kind of a fence.
It is.
I'd bet money that they have seen my nards at least twice.
So where does that responsibility lie? Is it the responsibility of your neighbors to not ever look, or is it your responsibility to make sure you always have pants on in your backyard?
I think you're good, Kevin, because, I mean, you've got a privacy wall, and that thing is taller than you or right about the same height as you. If somebody's peeking over that, then they get what they deserve. You shouldn't be peeking over somebody's wall if you don't want to see their dong.
Well, what about me? My situation. I can.
Yours is a little different because your fence is a little low.
And I am so wide open. The area where I love to get nude.
Yeah.
I just, the sun goes in there.
Well, we had a discussion about your backyard yesterday, and I gave you a bunch of tips that I'm sure you won't do, but you need to put up bushes along that back fence.
We need to put up bushes so they can't see my bush.
Tall bushes to hide your bush.
Okay.
Just because that fence, I don't know, it's like weird. It's like a sunken fence.
But you're right, though. If they're looking in on me, and they're looking in for more than 3 seconds, that's on them. What are you staring at me for so long for? I get that I'm dancing.
I kind of thought so. And then I was wondering, okay, well, what are the legalities? Let's say that somebody is trimming a tree and they're up on a ladder. I don't notice them. Can they then, I assume, take a photo of me naked in my backyard and post it? How does that work?
No, you
does
can't
that
do
work?
that. You're not allowed to post people naked.
But he's outside.
Yeah, you can't
But
do that.
I don't know.
though.
That's where I'm like, what is the legality on that? Because it's not like I'm in public. I know if you're in public, that's on you. If you do something in public, somebody snaps your photo, then don't do things in public. But I wouldn't say I'm in public. I'm in my backyard.
It's private property. They can't take a picture and then post it of you. They just can't.
Okay.
So you've already been out there naked?
I have. Yeah, like I said, there are
Scandalous.
there are some days. Well, you know what? I don't want them tantalized. And honestly, it's hot. I'm like, you know what?
Is your mother-in-law home when you're doing this?
No, of course not.
Okay.
No,
Because y'all have a wacky schedule. People coming and going.
Come on now, I'm not going to do that.
He's the Kevin Ralston. The man deserves to sunbathe.
Yeah.
Just be careful you don't burn that thing.
Oh, no, that's why I limit it to, I don't do more than 20 or 30 minutes. I know what this, gringo skin can handle.
Yeah, my private parts tan fine, too. It's almost like they can take a sun beating.
I feel healthier when it's not those grotesque tan lines. Who wants that?
Well, it reminds you that the tan is temporary and that you are gross if you don't stick with the tan.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
When you get them tan lines.
I enjoy it. To me, it's very freeing. I get why nudists do what they do.
Well, you let me know if you want to do a little dual nude session.
Oh my gosh, you guys are just you're months away from going to a nudist camp.
I like doing it solo. Yeah,
they want us. They do.
I don't think I want a group setting. I'm good naked by myself.
I mean, I'm not a group. I'm your boy.
Yeah, I'm still going to stay by myself.
You guys could go as a couple.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Come over to my place. I got plenty of room, plenty of sun.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
There is a little bit of debate. Can you sunbathe naked in your backyard without somebody snapping a photo and posting it online? Somebody said that they can totally take a picture of you naked, Kevin, post it.
Okay.
That's how Brad Pitt's Nude got out back in the day. Should they? No. Can they? Yes, absolutely.
It's different. It's a celebrity. It's a public figure.
I got to get a ladder and a tree trimming disguise.
You
go
can't
to Kevin's neighborhood.
You can't go in someone's backyard. If your 18-year-old daughter was sunbathing back there and someone went back there, took a picture of her, and then started posting it, they can't do that.
It doesn't feel right.
You can't do that.
That feels like a violation. If I have what's called a privacy wall, it's almost like they should call it a privacy/nude wall. Where
don't look over here.
There's no question. This wall is up so that I can take off my drawers and be buck naked in the back. And if you're looking over, in a sense, you're violating. Now, if you take a photo, you're really violating. And if you post it, that is criminal.
You're like triple threat creepo.
I agree.
Yeah, you can't protect that person.
That doesn't feel right. If that's what the law is, that I can peek over privacy walls, snap photos of nude neighbors, and then post it online, that doesn't feel like how America should work. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Kevin, I took business law back in 2001 for one semester.
You look credible.
I know the law.
Well, somebody's want to know about drones. Somebody has a drone. Does that make it different? Can you snap anything you want on a drone? Now, keep in mind, if it's a live video, then I don't know what you're going to do about that.
If it's at Kevin's, it's the bone drone.
That's right, baby. That's what you're going to get.
Panda's got a really nice drone.
Yeah. The only good thing about drones right now is they're really loud. I mean, unless you have in earbuds and are jamming out some music, you should hear a flying over your...
Yeah, you can hear the drone.
They're getting pretty common, though. I told about the one that followed me out of my neighborhood. It was, I mean, I wouldn't say chasing me. It sounds a little dramatic. But
do you have PTSD from it?
Tailing it. I think it was tailing me.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of privacy issues, I'm wondering, and how quickly things can go online and spread.
Well, if you are taking pictures, let's say a woman is sunbathing naked and then you upload that to a porn site, that's revenge porn, and that can be, you're going to get in trouble for that. You can't do that.
Well, somebody's saying now, once you walk outside, you have no rights to privacy. But I'm in my backyard with a privacy wall. That I can't go anywhere under sunlight and expect any privacy.
The person that texted that in, can you text back objection?
Yeah,
I don't know, Kevin.
They say you're in public, but I'm not.
I don't think you're safe. I don't think you're safe from my bone drone.
You're not in public, though. I kind of like me and Kevin as a team lawyer.
Well, I'm just, I think that this could affect other people, especially when you hear something like, hey, sunlight is a good way to fend off any of the COVID. And if you don't have your vaccine yet and you're waiting, you just want to make sure that you're healthy. It's got those benefits. But the big complaint on that is if I am out there sunning my naughty bits, what rights does somebody else have to take a photo and then start posting it up on Nextdoor or whatever they might want to post it on?
Just know this, though. If you are outside with your naughty bits, there's always that chance that someone's taking a picture.
And I realize you're taking that risk. And, I'm always within hand's reach of the drawers to be able to pop them back over and get some coverage.
What's going on with our guy Big Sexy over here? He's asking curious questions. He's naked now.
I think he's going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah, I am, no doubt. Without a doubt. I'm going to have a ponytail and a hoop earring tomorrow.
Well, I think it looks great on you. Okay. I think it's a lot of fun.
Right.
You know what? Go with it. Yeah. Ride it like a wave and just be happy.
Absolutely. That's what it is. You got to find your own happiness at any age.
Totally.
Yeah. Midlife crisis. No, midlife awakening.
Right. There you go. That's all how you phrase it, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I saw some things about the pandemic when it comes to our weight. I'm just thinking this might be a little extreme. They're saying the average American has gained 17 pounds during the pandemic. That seems way too crazy high, doesn't it?
You don't eat like the average person, dog.
Yeah, you're good and disciplined. Most of us have been bored and at home, and when you're bored at home, what are you going to do?
Ralston's not a guy who eats his feelings.
I know. It's annoying. He's too good.
You don't
too disciplined.
Okay.
Yeah, you and Denny's don't really eat your feelings. You Denny's and my dad, you guys don't get that.
He might not have feelings, first of all.
Right. There's nothing going on here. They say 51% of Americans fell back into bad habits during the COVID quarantine, and the worst was putting on extra pounds. 60% say that they added at least several pounds during the quarantine.
I can't believe it, but I'm back. I'm full gorilla back into Mountain Dew. I never thought I'd ever go back to her.
Yeah.
My handy guy, he started coming over, and he's a big Mountain Dew guy. And right when he was fixing stuff up, that's when Chewy passed away.
Yeah.
And ever since then, man, my Dew addiction is full throttle, and I gotta quit.
You're back in it.
Oh, I'm getting fat again. Oh.
Well, the Dew is filling some void. The Dew is making you feel comfort in a time when you're kind of topsy-turvy.
I got a Mountain Don't because I'm getting very gross when I take off. When I'm doing my sunbathing.
I'm getting grosser, and therefore I want to be naked more in my backyard.
Sun does help, though. It does help. For fat pockets. Fat pockets.
And this is an interesting study that came out today as well that says stress isn't what's causing people to reach for the comfort food. Which I always thought that kind of was it. And wouldn't that explain why people are packing on pounds during the whole COVID?
Some people, I think, too, it's boredom.
It is boredom.
And I think some people, like me, fall into a bad habit of liking to sit in front of the TV with some chips or popcorn and snack and watch, mindless reality television.
Yeah, you ever eat something when you're not hungry? You keep eating.
Yeah.
I was eating chocolate-covered popcorn the other night, and I was so full. I go, why am I still eating that? Oh, I'm bored. I'm watching TV.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was surprised. They did a brain scan thing to check activity, and they say that while stress does affect the brain, it doesn't connect to the urge to gorge on snacks. That's what they came away with on this study.
They don't speak for my feelings.
Yeah, I mean, when you're sad, sometimes ice cream is the only thing that's going to help.
If we have a bad day at work, like a real bad one, man, it's right to the pizza parlor. It's right to the ice cream place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're overachievers, though.
Yes.
They say that during the quarantine, 53% went back to eating unhealthy foods. 49% were excessively drinking.
Yeah, so, it's like you're talking to me, Coach.
Yeah. 38% started smoking again. So and 43% were failing to groom themselves. Wow.
So to groom themselves.
Whoa, we just let it all go, apparently.
Well, we were lucky because we still got to come into work.
Yeah, if you didn't have to ever come into work and you just worked from home, who are you showering for if you're a guy that lives alone?
If you live alone, yeah, you're not going into work. If you're covered in Hot Pockets.
So what right now is your current weakness? Is yours Mountain Dew, Jbird, or is there something else that is a weakness as well that's getting you?
Yes.
Okay.
Donuts, pizza, pound cake, ice cream, calzones, strombolis, cookies, bread, Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola, whiskey, beer, pancakes, french fries, binge watching, and more whiskey.
Okay. All right. That's a solid list.
He made a list.
Yeah, it's a solid
and
list.
I was I didn't want to put any more because then I was going to start feeling bad about myself.
I hear you. Yeah, you got to limit it to 20.
I did limit it to 20.
Yeah, mine right now, I've got a few, but I think, with the booze, but I like it all the time, different stuff. I do the vodka. I like the tequila. Those are both, they're just fun. You need to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not, gambling your whole house away. And
I would say the thing that I probably popped down too much of, I got on the nut kick. I'm eating like crazy, like nuts, man. When I get down, I knock down a ton of nuts at a time. I've always been a binge eater going all the way back to the Fat Kev days. That's why I got to try to limit myself and only have good, healthy snacks in the house or I'll knock it all down. But I got nuts, which are supposed to be healthy by the handful. I have about 12.
I have a nut struggle going on myself.
Okay,
and I keep on buying those $17 pouches. They're like $15, $16, $17. The pistachios that aren't shelled, but I am addicted to them. And I can eat.
Are shelled or aren't?
They're not shelled. They come in with just the nut. You take the
So they're shelled?
No, their shells are not there. There's no shell.
Right, that means they're shelled.
If there's no shell on there, they're shelled?
Yes.
Wait, what?
I know.
You knew this
would have figured, huh?
Wait a minute. So if there's no shells on it, it's considered shell? I don't like this man.
He's so...
What a
he
twist.
Can't believe it.
What a twist.
That is an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
This is rough.
What a twist.
His nuts.
So
what a twist this is.
I'm buying shelled nuts?
You are.
That are not shelled?
Yes.
Go figure.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
What a weird twist in life, huh?
The pistachios are way more expensive if you get them shelled.
Yeah.
Because it's just pistachio.
I can eat a whole bag without even blinking. And
I know.
They don't even fill you up that much. They're over 1,000 calories a bag.
Those nuts, and in the places where they grow them, they have to have guys standing by with like machine guns in like South America or wherever.
Oh,
a lot of
no way.
Because the nut is so valuable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're eating the fanciest nut available.
I know I am, and I feel classy when I'm eating it, and then all that goes away when
I look down.
When I'm drinking my grape soda from Publix.
What would you say, Virginia, it is for you, your current weakness?
I have been doing a lot of cured meats. So the gabagool, the prosciutto, all the cheeses. I've been doing a lot of cheeses.
Okay.
I've done really good at cutting out the carbs. And I'm trying the sugars. I'm cutting out the carbs and the sugars for the most part, but I've really kicked it up in other areas.
You have, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm embarrassed.
The cheese and
booze and
Okay. I think everybody has. Give yourself a little bit of forgiveness.
I'm just still reeling about these shelled nuts. I can't believe it.
It's crazy, isn't it?
He wants to argue.
No, I don't want to argue. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I thought, I'll stop with the shells. I'm just, wow.
Okay, next question I got here. Your doorbell rings and it's the police. What do you assume they want?
Jbird.
Okay.
No, I know what they want if they're at your door, Virginia, but we can't talk about it.
Mine might either be 1, sunbathing naked, or 2, I think it's probably my dog has gotten out. That's typically it.
No. Yours also could be you have a lot of people living there too. So maybe possibly drug distribution because it looks like in and out. I'm parking there.
Okay.
No?
No.
Because there's been times where neighbors call the cops at other people because people are parking, going in and out, in and out.
We don't have it's all the same people.
All right.
Has been for a while. Same cars every day. It's not like I have new random people just showing up.
Okay.
Virginia, what do you think it would be for you?
I don't know. Probably some drama in the neighborhood, and the cops are coming to talk about it.
You got into an argument with somebody?
Yeah. Somebody said something to my kid, and I popped off like I want to do.
Okay.
There's a couple of neighbors that I'd like to pop off on.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't come for my kid. If you have anything to say to my kid, you better come say it to me. If you get in my kid's face, we have a problem.
Okay. Bird?
Probably.
Doorbell rings, the cops. What do you assume they want?
They probably smell something. That's
okay.
I don't know, but
Cannabis.
It's a little skunky.
But if it's illegal, I don't know why they're there.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of weird. Sometimes there's just a weird odd situation in my front yard. The cops would be called. They always happen. It seems like
You attract bizarre.
Yeah, a weird, odd thing I can't put my finger on.
Okay. All right. You receive $1,000 an hour to watch graphic video of your parents making love. You turn it off when you've had enough. How much money do you have? It's $1,000 an hour. You got to watch video of your parents. Oh, yeah.
I mean, once I'm in. I could go real deep with that.
Me too.
I'm gonna make some money.
I need the cash.
Okay.
How long is the tape?
It keeps going. It's $1,000 an hour.
But with each hour that goes by, it gets a little bit more. Whoa, Dad.
Mom.
Yeah. It gets a little bit more over the top. I'm all in.
You're all in. You can even take, you can even rest and then wake up and keep watching.
Even easier.
You're never going to stop.
I'm making all my money.
I dedicate myself for a good week.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I'm going deep.
Okay.
So was your dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do it?
I think I would.
You have to.
$1,000 an hour.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying it, but I mean, that's some serious money.
That's coin.
I mean, this deal, you could sign on for 3 years if you wanted to, correct?
Yeah, you could just keep going.
I mean, we're making money.
It's the easiest job ever.
Ever.
Well, not easiest.
Well, it's your parents. They're making love. It's cool.
Well, yeah, you could sleep for half the day and then just watch porn for half the day and make $12,000 a day.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about calling it porn, though. I'm here to watch my mom and dad make love.
Okay. Recreate my beautiful moment of conception. Okay, got some birthdays today. Shout out to Hayden. He's turning 10. Have a great day and rock the FSA from Mommy, Daddy, and Ava.
That's a big birthday, man. It's the first double digit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it is. And my wife had told me the FSAs this year, they're not using them for advancing to the next grade. They're just kind of using them to see how the kids are doing.
Okay.
I guess, so it's kind of like less pressure on the FSAs.
There should be less pressure. We've had a rough year.
I agree. That sounds great to me.
Yeah, let them just get through it.
Yeah.
that should be great for the future.
We'll work with them next year.
Happy 10th birthday to Austin from your mom, dad, and Felix Longtail. Also, we got a happy birthday, my love, Jason Jbird Tucker. Love your beautiful Vicky.
I like that.
There's another Jbird out there.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. And it is Alexis's 12th birthday. So there you go.
That's a big one too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Send them to us via email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Always amazed at what nannies can make, and it is an actual really great business here in South Florida. If you are, I would say, in your early 20s, it is a really great way to start and get some cash, and you don't have your own family likely at that age that you need to worry about, so you're more flexible. You're patient with kids, hopefully.
If you're the nanny, that means you live there?
Sometimes. And sometimes, too, if you get a wealthy family, they take you on vacation around the world. Wherever they go, you go, and you have all the perks of being able to world travel without having to pay the
That's
budget.
what it is.
That's easier where the affair can start?
Yeah, you can totally sleep with the dad of the kids. And
That's the tough part.
Steal them away, ruin the family. It's awesome.
Yeah. One of my daughter's friends is doing that, and it's kind of cool.
Stealing the dad away?
No,
Oh.
Nanny. We're keeping it clean here. She's not stealing anybody.
Damn, Ralston's blowing up her spot.
Homewrecker.
No, doing the nanny thing. Yeah, I would hope that's not happening often. Maybe it is. I'd take those stories too. But there's a family in San Francisco, 2 kids, a baby and a toddler, and they're hiring 3 nannies. And listen to this, they're going to be paying $100,000 per nanny each year.
What?
So that'll be $300,000 they'll be paying in nanny fees every year. And if you're the nanny, you get yourself $100,000. Now, in San Francisco, that really is not necessarily a lot of money, but I would assume that you would get food, board, all that kind of stuff worked out. Maybe there's some other perks that you can build into it. So it's, other costs you won't have to take on.
Dang, I bet they're going to have a ton of applicants.
It seems, yeah. I mean, like I said, if you're in your early 20s, certain part in your life, it seems like a good thing. You would be working 12-hour shifts. You would live there during your rotation at their mansion. They're in the Presidio Heights area of Napa, which is a high-end area, about $5 to $9 million homes.
Ooh.
Julia Roberts just bought in that neighborhood.
Fancy.
They say that you got to be knowledgeable about child development, capable of teaching children manners and etiquette, but you also got to be laid back and fun. You'd be expected to cook, clean, craft, and ferry the children wherever they need to go, including while the family travels to their various residences across the country for up to 10 weeks a year. So there's that travel part of it.
That's the fun part.
And then you would be there to support every aspect of the children's social and intellectual development in the form of games, activities, and organizational projects, such as choosing toys for donation, rotation, wardrobe seasonally, and clearing out the books as the children age out of them. So. $100,000.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. And I think we talked to a nanny around here, and I think that was the going rate about what she was getting, right?
Really?
Every year? I think so. I think we did talk to one a couple of months ago.
100 sounds like a lot. I guess it's all relative to how much money the family has.
For a rich family, and if you are really hands-on and you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting, that sounds about right.
I would guess that's the going rate, would be my guess. So if
Good
anybody's
Lord.
doing that, how much are you making being a nanny here in South Florida?
When I first started babysitting, I made $3 an hour, and I thought I was rich.
Right.
How old were you?
I was like 14.
But for 14, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Back when, because you're olden times, that's good. That's good cheddar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's what it is. If you got a nanny gig, let us know how much you're making. 877-979-WRMF. Coming up this summer, they've announced already 3 shows are going to be coming to the I Think Amphitheater. Did you forget that they changed the name of Coral Sky again during the pandemic?
I did.
Yeah.
I think
I did. Yeah, that's the name of it. So, Coral Sky Amphitheater, new bought-out name, I think, which will probably be changing in about 6 weeks. It'll probably change by the time we actually get to the concerts.
What the heck is I think?
Don't know. I think I don't know.
Financial Credit Union?
Okay, that sounds exciting.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Backstreet Boys going to be kicking it all off June 23rd, which actually doesn't seem that far away, does it?
No.
I mean, we're talking 2 months, and we are going to be back to live shows at the amphitheater. Crazy, huh?
That is crazy.
It's going to be 75% capacity.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at WrestleMania. Did you see what that looked like? They had a packed house for WrestleMania.
Was that in Tampa?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
and
they don't care about that.
It looked like there were a million people in there. It was packed.
Look at the crowd. Look at the audience that you typically have for wrestling, and then it's in Tampa.
Yeah, wasn't wrestling the one sport that never went away during the pandemic?
Tampa's not afraid of COVID. COVID's afraid of Tampa.
They're dropping people on their head on concrete. COVID is not something they're going to worry about.
They did not look afraid of anything in that audience.
No. So you're going to see 75% capacity at the amphitheater. You got to wear masks at all times unless actively eating or drinking. So that just means people will not stop drinking, and they're going to be even more plowed. So nobody's going to be wearing a mask. Do you think when you go to the amphitheater, that's what everybody's going to do, right? You're going to have a beer in your hand and be like, I'm actively drinking. I'm not going to wear my mask.
If I'm pre-gaming with some bird bombs, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't expect you're going to see masks. So, I mean, if you go there, don't be all upset being, nobody's wearing a mask. Expect it. No one's going to be wearing a mask.
Well, it's like going to the comedy club and you get offended by a joke. Just then don't go to the comedy club.
Right. Just prepare yourself mentally. You're going to go to one of these concerts and there's not going to be many people wearing masks.
Yes, even though it all says mask mandate, everybody's going to wear one, CDC guidelines. You can't control squirrely people. People are real squirrely right now.
Don't be shocked when Chet from Okeechobee is hammered, maskless at the country concert.
And thrusting inappropriately.
Oh, yeah.
Chet will be thrusting to the Backstreet Boys.
Trying to ride one of his friends like a bull. It's going to happen.
So here are the 3 announced shows. You got the Backstreet Boys June 23rd at the amphitheater, the Black Crowes on June 26th, and then Brad Paisley on July 10th.
And that's the one I'm talking about,
There's
man.
nobody wearing a mask at Brad Paisley.
No way.
Not that close to the 4th of July, America.
It's country, y'all.
Right. They're gonna still have fireworks in their pocket.
Yeah.
They're not messing around. So we'll see. The people who are getting the vaccination shots, that's going up. We're over 20% vaccinated in the state of Florida. And yesterday, only 1,613 new cases. So that is encouraging. Does that mean the vaccines are working? I don't know. 10 different stores will tell you differently, but I'm kind of encouraged by that.
Positive K. I like hearing from you.
Yeah, I like to see that number. And I don't know if you're ready for this or not, but they say Costco is also going to be bringing back free samples.
Okay. Well, that's when you know we're getting back to normal.
Yeah, we're getting back to normalcy.
That reminds me, I'm going to get a Costco card.
You should, because I'm telling you, on a Saturday at Costco, you can walk around and get full. Like, off their sample selection, you can absolutely call that a full lunch.
I'm a man that loves things in bulk. If I love you, I want you in bulk in my life. So I think Costco is just the kind of place for me.
All right.
And I'm not getting endorsed by Costco. I'm love of the game.
I'll bring you to Restaurant Depot, too.
I want to go there, too.
It's an elevated experience.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And when you're in there, like most of the people in there either have a restaurant or are working at a restaurant, so you kind of feel like you're in like a club.
You do. She took me one time. You feel like a somebody. If I go there, I want to wear my pizza onesie because that's the outfit that really gets a lot of respect.
Yeah. There's something about it. I mean, a free sample, too. I forgot. I was at Total Wine, and they brought them back. They put up the plexiglass barrier, and there was somebody that was just handing out this coconut-flavored vodka.
Oh.
And I tried it. It was absolutely amazing. It was kind of like a creamy type of liqueur taste, Virginia.
Ooh.
And I thought about bird bombs. I'm like, you could easily do that if you want to have a little bit of a coconut twinge in there with that.
Coconut and coffee goes nice together. A lot of alcohol pairings include those two.
Right.
I'm tickled pink by all of the KVJ Nationers who are reaching out for the recipe of the bird bomb. There's a buzz around the bird bomb.
Oh, when we come
When
back,
you drink a bird bomb, you will be buzzed.
there will be so many bird bombs at our first appearance back out there in the club.
Bird bombs. That drink's coming back on the KVJ show. Maybe even this Friday.
Okay.
Panda got that Coca-Cola coffee, and he brought it home yesterday, and it was delicious.
But to me, I think the charm of the bird bomb is that every time it's made different. There are different ingredients. It's sloppy.
Never the same.
There's no consistency.
Sometimes it's terrible. Sometimes it's just bad.
We call it chaos in a cup.
Right. Okay. That's part of the fun.
How do you make it? We don't know.
Yeah.
We just wing it.
I go on feeling.
Okay.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
All right, 2 truths and a lie. Somebody here is a liar. Is it going to be Bird? Is it going to be Denny's? Will it be Suits? That's what we're going to find out here. As the gentlemen tell us a little story, we have to try to figure out which one of them is not telling us the truth.
Welcome to the room, Suits. How'd your vaccination go yesterday?
Pretty good. It was nice and quick. I mean, my arm definitely is sore today if I try to move it around. But
Okay.
other than that, it was really painless. Like, I mean, I was in and out in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Okay.
Really good.
All right. Well, if you blow it today and we pick you, slug bugs.
We get to punch you in your
Yep,
arm.
right in the vaccination spot. Yep.
Just give me 2 seconds with the boys.
Yeah, okay. They're huddling up here.
Are y'all kissing?
I think they're comparing hair length.
We were.
Denny's is winning.
He is.
Denny's is in the lead, then Jbird, and then Suits. They've all been growing out their hair since the pandemic.
So Suits is actually longer than mine. His just isn't as mine's straightened out, so it's going to appear longer. If you straighten his hair out, it'd be very long.
Yeah, mine's very curly because it's not straightened, so it's deceivingly longer than it actually is.
Huh.
I'm actually third.
Really?
I'm in last place.
Wow. Okay.
And when, if any of you touched a breast?
What?
You look like hippies.
She's making a joke. She's laughing at it, and no one's laughing with her.
You look like dirty hippies.
Kind of reminds me of that Saturday night we just spent together.
It's kind of her thing, isn't it?
All right, we're going to trick these fools.
Okay. All right, here we go. Who's telling the first story?
I will.
Okay.
Remember when those henna tattoos were big?
Yep.
It's they came out and they were pretty neat. So back in
I got
middle,
a Mike Tyson face tat. Remember we did that one in Miami?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was a henna tat.
Well, I went to my aunt's house and she gave me this awesome one on my shoulder. And when I got back to school in middle school, this one girl came up that I had a crush on, and she thought it was real. So I told her it was a real tattoo because I was trying to be cool. But they only last like 2 weeks, so I kept drawing over it to keep it going.
Yeah.
And eventually I lied to her and told her that I had it removed because I didn't want to concede to the lie.
You had laser hair removal. I mean, laser
tattoo
removal. That's detailed.
How old were you again?
Middle school, so what would that be? It was
Okay.
6th grade.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
12-ish.
12, yeah, probably 13. I was coming into myself, you know. Probably poor phrasing, but
Okay. I'd like to see you do that.
It's quite the trick.
Wow.
Okay. Who's got the next story? Keep it clean,
It's going to
please.
be me, but I got to recover from that last comment.
Yeah.
So as you all know, I was a former baseball coach, and I coached as far as up into high school.
Coach Chicken Tender.
Coach Chicken Tender, and then I got to be the assistant coach at the junior varsity level. And then I got to coach some with the varsity team, but I was the assistant coach of the junior varsity baseball team, and the head coach had to go away for about a week and a half, so I was in charge for 2 games. I was head coach. I was in charge.
Yeah.
Following me?
Okay.
All right, so the kid that was supposed to pitch was a really good pitcher, and he was supposed to start the game. But I knew somebody on a personal level that came to me on the side whose son was also on the team and begged me to start his son to pitch over the other kid that was supposed to pitch. He offered me $200 to do that.
Oh, that's a good scratch.
I took the money. I started the guy that I knew. I started his son, and it's the worst thing I ever did in baseball. The only thing I was ashamed I did when I put a uniform on.
Wow.
I was very ashamed.
Pay to play.
Yes, $200. I regret doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to get a lifetime ban from the sport for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out of baseball now, but I shouldn't have done that.
Gardens Hall of Fame, not now.
Probably not. Well, my number's down in the dugout anyway. So.
Oh.
Damn.
Okay, Suits, let's hear your story, and then we'll figure out who's telling us a lie here today.
So this goes back a couple of years ago when I was on a cruise, and when I'm on a cruise ship, that's when I really let loose the most. So I was pretty tore up. I had been overserved.
Okay.
And I was on board with a couple of family members, so it was probably like close to midnight. I'm up on the upper deck with one of my cousins, and they have a mini golf course up there. So I'm drunk, and I'm like, I'm going to kill at this game. I'm going to destroy you in mini golf. Well, I was so hammered trying to play the game that I kind of Happy Gilmore'd the putter and chucked it out of my hands by accident.
Yeah.
And he was standing kind of in front of me at an angle, but it was enough to where the ship was moving, and it brought him right into the golf club. I smashed him right in the shoulder.
Oh.
Left this huge welt, and he's kind of a hypochondriac, so he wanted to go right to the care center. But here's the thing.
What a wuss.
He was standing next to the railing, so when it hit his shoulder, it bounced overboard. And you can't throw stuff off the edge of a cruise ship, so I refused to let him go because I thought they were going to kick me off because I threw something overboard.
Oh.
So I took this thing,
Can you
flew
imagine
it at him.
Suits with a lifetime cruising ban?
Oh, my gosh.
What that
Forget
would
the
do to
lifetime
him?
baseball ban. That would break me.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Yeah, so luckily
Yeah.
nothing broke from that, but I completely chucked it and then just hid in my room all night long thinking they were going to come because they got cameras everywhere. I thought they were going to know I chucked that off the side of the ship while
Well,
we were
they're
at
going to
sea.
look now.
but I got away with it.
What's
we're
the
good.
statute of limitations?
I think we're good.
Okay, which one of these dirty hippies is telling us a lie, Virginia?
I always love seeing the chat room, too, because they are always 100% sure they know who's lying, and so many times they're wrong. The one guy's like, I know who's lying, and he's wrong.
Interesting.
Okay.
This is all designed, too, by the way.
I'm feeling Bird first, but it's close. It's between Bird and Denny's for me, Virginia.
That you think is lying?
Yeah, that I think is lying.
What makes you say that?
I don't think you take the $200. I don't think that would be worth it to you. I don't think that would be something that you would take money for, even at any age. I just don't think that that's it. And there was something in just as I was listening to the voice patterns, watching your face. You know, there's all that context into it. I got into this. I'm like, this dude is clearly lying.
I love it. That's
clearly lying.
Good.
Denny's, I'm not sure I like the age on the henna tattoo of what he was doing. Seems a little silly as well. So I don't know. That's why I'm like, I'm not sure of the two. I'm kind of edging Bird just by a scotch. What are you feeling, Virginia?
I feel like they're all liars.
Okay.
No, one of us has to tell
Could be, yeah.
I feel like the Jbird one could have happened because we all make mistakes when we're young and then we realize, wow, I did that for money. That was so dumb and terrible. I shouldn't have done that. So I feel like Jbird could be telling the truth.
Okay.
Suits sounds like he's telling the truth. Denny's, that's too dumb of a story to make up.
I don't know.
Okay. Who's a liar here? I think maybe it's Bird, maybe it's Denny's. I believe Suits this week. We've got two truths and a lie here. You had Bird telling us a story about how he took $200 when he was the head coach for just 2 games back when he was a baseball coach and coached chicken tender to start a kid at pitcher. Denny's had a henna tattoo that some girl in middle school thought was attractive, but it wore off, and so Denny's was penciling it in weeks later, and then finally he told her he had it removed by laser. And then Suits on a cruise ship got hammered, hit somebody with his little putt-putt, his putter, and it apparently went flying overboard, and Suits is afraid he'd get caught and banned from cruising for life.
Oh, my God.
And he's still got 50 years until he's at prime cruising age, so... I mean, imagine that ban.
It's the chat room's all over the place.
Okay.
They're, a lot of them saying me, a lot of them saying Denny's is lying.
I just don't see Bird taking the $200 for that. I don't know if I see just for a game.
You don't know me back then, dog. I was twisted.
Well, because to pay a coach $200 for your kid to pitch, it would have to be like a showcase, really important type game. Jbird's talking about how he had to fill in for the other coach. If you coach that much and this is that important of a game, you're going to make it. You're not going to miss that game.
Well, it wasn't that important of a game. It was more of a favor. But the bit's over. I don't want to keep on talking. I don't want to run.
Okay. Bird's still fighting to defend it, Virginia. Maybe you took my bait on that. What do you think?
Ralston's tricky.
I think both of you are tricky.
I'm between one of the two.
So you think he's doing tricks, I'm doing tricks back at him?
Yeah. I think you're trying to talk him out of it, and you're really the liar.
So you think there's double trickery going on?
It's really hard to follow because I'm not that smart, but I think one of y'all is Jedi mind tricking the other.
Mm-hmm. I'm questioning the timing on Denny's, just when the henna tattoos were big, and would that line up with the time he's saying? He's saying it was a middle school thing. So trying to figure that out. That's the one thing that might be a little sheepish on me on that one. But I think I'm going to stick with my initial gut feeling because it's been wrong every time we played this game. So I'm going to go with Bird is the liar today, Virginia. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm leaning Bird as well.
Okay. All right, two truths and a lie. One of those stories was a lie. Who is our big liar today?
Well, the real liar?
Yep.
Please stand up.
Bird!
We got you.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe you guys are getting good now.
Yeah, that's the first. No, I'm not getting good. That's the first one I got. I don't want to get too cocky.
Maybe you're getting bad.
I am getting bad.
Yeah.
The bit's over now, Denny.
Okay. All right, there you go. That's the only one I've ever got. Well, we got little Denny's or animal coming up here in just a second. Need somebody to jump on the line. If you're a big animal enthusiast, call us up, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. And what a treat that we actually have audio from this. There was video that went along with it. Did you see in Thailand, this 7-Eleven store had this giant monitor lizard that had walked in and was climbing the store shelves?
I did see that.
Now, if you think of a store shelf, I would say standing up on its hind legs, this monitor lizard is, what, 4+ feet tall?
Oh, yes. Hell no.
This thing was so big.
I couldn't believe it. It looked like Godzilla had come in and was doing shopping in a 7-Eleven. It was completely unbelievable. Now, the handlers had to drag the lizard out of the store, and apparently everything's okay. I guess that they live there in Asia, and maybe, it's their version of the gator, which isn't as dangerous as ours.
Did you say it was standing up?
It was climbing on the shelf. Like, it was climbing up the food.
I don't like when animals that shouldn't walk start walking. When dogs start to walk,
it's unnatural.
It's
unnatural.
uneasy.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like when you see a gator climb a fence, a chain link fence. You're like, they're not supposed to do that. It's the second largest lizard in the world behind the Komodo dragon, they say.
Wow.
And from that video, I believe we've got some audio here for Denny's or Animal today. Sarah is on from Lake Worth. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
Hello. Are you ready for this?
I've never been more ready for anything,
Okay.
actually.
All right. I'm a little bit scared to play this because I saw the video, but I didn't watch it, so I'm not going to know the answer on this. But it was completely scary. Here is audio of that monitor lizard in that convenience store in the 7-Eleven in Thailand. What do you think? Is this the real monitor lizard, or is this our producer Denny's making this noise? That's making a mess. Oh, listen to the keys on there. Oh, my gosh. Oh,
the crowd is
the crowd can't believe it.
I don't blame them. It's terrifying.
I love the crowd's reaction.
Yeah, he's making a mess. You can hear it.
They're actually more in amazement, I think.
Yeah. I don't blame him. My goodness. Sarah, what do you think? Is that Denny's or is that Animal?
It's either a really ugly lizard or Denny's.
Really ugly
I think it's
lizard?
Denny's.
You think that it is going to be Denny's? That is correct. It is Denny's.
The production, I mean.
Yeah. There's just too many people in that 7-Eleven.
There is.
Have you ever seen that many people in a 7-Eleven at one time?
Well, it's about to go down if there's that many people in there.
Yeah. Okay, what we got here for you is some more scary audio. These are bats in a cave, Denny's or Animal. That's making my skin crawl. Oh my gosh.
That sort of sounds like what the rats in my wall back in the day sounded like. That squeaky sound. Ooh.
It is creepy stuff. What do you think, Sarah? Is that Denny's or Animal?
I think it's Animal, creepy, skinny wings.
Not with confidence, though. It sounds like she's a
Hesitation in her
little,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Denny's is throwing her here a little bit. Is that Denny's or Animal? You're saying Animal. You are correct.
Yes.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yes, that one is real bats in a cave. All right, we got one more. Sarah, you can get a perfect score here and walk away a true animal enthusiast if you get this right, okay?
Amazing.
These are... She's very pumped by this game.
She
as
is.
we all are.
I love it.
These are seagulls harassing a fisherman. Seagulls harassing a fisherman. What do you think about this audio? Is it real seagulls or producer Denny's? That's a nice cast.
Scram, birds! Scram! Scoot! Get away!
Okay, that probably must have been on the British Isles there. It's
Sound like our old traffic guy, Cy Dobbins.
Yeah, it does. He was getting harassed while he was down here doing traffic for us out
Cy?
fishing at the Lake Worth Pier.
Cy, is that you?
Yeah, I believe so. What do you think, Sarah? Is that Denny's or Animal?
That one's really hard because I've known a few seagulls that sound like people, but I'm just going to go with Denny's.
Going to go with Denny's. That is Denny's. That is a perfect score. Congratulations. Very, very nice. A true animal enthusiast. Sarah, thank you so much for playing around at Denny's or Animal with us.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, have a great day.
Have fun.
All right.
97.9 WRMF. 2 is better than 1, right?
Oh, my God.
Especially when it comes to paychecks.
You got it. You're kidding me.
KVJ Double Your Paycheck is on.
That is wonderful.
Refer a friend and you could win even more. Get the info and sign up now at WRMF.com.
Okay, am I the jerk because my mother-in-law had a bad trip? Would you cast blame on this person? They said, my wife and I were on a road trip recently that started at a buddy's place from college and then wrapped up at my in-laws. My college buddy sent me away with a large bar of shroom chocolate that was wrapped in a lint candy bar wrapper and label.
I know some people that accidentally ate shroom chocolate.
Admittedly, it did look like a large lint candy bar and nothing else.
They make them real believable these days.
Yeah, they do.
So I put the bar in my toiletry bag for safekeeping. The next day, my father-in-law takes my wife and I out fishing while my mother-in-law stays home to do chores. One of the chores was to clean the bathroom that we were using, and she just so happens to see my chocolate bar sticking out of my bag. This woman has no vices other than chocolate. And apparently my appealing chocolate bar was too much temptation for her to refuse. Well, she gobbles down the whole thing.
Oh, no.
Not soon after, she's having heart palpitations and seeing dragons.
She ate the whole thing?
Apparently so. Somehow she amazingly is able to call 911. An ambulance shows up and she's in the hospital by the time we arrive home from fishing. It didn't take Scotland Yard to piece together what had happened, and I am left as the major a-hole who gave my mother-in-law psychedelic drugs. All my in-laws now hate me, including my wife. I felt awful for what happened and profusely apologized. My in-laws have a strong stance against any drugs and say that I should never have even brought something so illicit and illegal into their home. Look, I get that, but this woman did go digging into my personal items to take this chocolate. It's not like it was offered to her without her knowing it had shrooms in it. Am I the jerk?
Oh my gosh.
Well, okay, first of all, let's go ahead and say the person that went into the bag to eat the candy, they're without a doubt wrong. You don't go into other people's bags and eat their candy. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
That you're wrong to do that.
That's being missed. All the blame is being cast on him for drugging his mother-in-law.
Well, is it his house?
No.
Okay, here's what they're going to get him on. The fact that he brought drugs into their house, they're going to say, this is our house. We don't want illegal drugs in our house.
Disguised as chocolate.
Disguised as chocolate. So there's blame on everybody here. He would have been fine because everyone hides their drugs. That's what you do.
He just didn't hide them good enough.
Well, you don't think you're...
They were sticking out of his toiletry bag.
You still don't let... People cannot go into your bag and eat your stuff. That's wrong. But wrong. There's a lot of wrong to go around here.
A lot of people are saying that he's not the jerk. Stephanie says that she's a thief. She deserves what she gets. You don't go into somebody else's bag and take even a candy bar. That's
Some people
rude.
can't resist, though, when they see chocolate.
The mom's more wrong than anybody.
The mom is more at fault. But I mean, if you leave something out like that and then some innocent grabs it, you got to be better with hiding your stuff.
He didn't leave it out though. It's in his bag.
Yeah, it was
to
in
me,
his bag.
that's not leaving
it was
it out.
sticking out of his toiletry bag.
That's not leaving it out. That's in your bag. It's sticking out a little bit, but that's not leaving it out.
She just sees the glint of a chocolate bar wrapper and it like calls to her. Eat me. Eat me.
The only reason why I say if anyone wants to give him any fault, the only thing I can think of is someone saying, well, they don't want drugs in their house. But that's it. That's all.
You're
She's
right.
the more wrong.
Okay. All right. I think everybody's kind of backing you up on this. Not the jerk.
I can't believe she ate the whole bar. I have friends, and they only ate accidentally. They ate like a couple of squares apiece. Like 6 girls shared this bar, and they all like split it.
Well, depending on too where you get it from, these days they're making this stuff way better than they have. usually you can tell something's a little off. You're eating that and going, it don't taste like Hershey's. Usually, but modern day, they are making it a lot better, man.
Yeah, it must have been a lot because he said he could not believe that she was even able to call 911.
Well, they come in sometimes they come in sleeves where it looks like legit.
Yeah, his was in a lint wrapper. That was it too. LINDT, I guess, a brand of chocolate.
It is, yeah. It's a very good brand.
That might have been the argument too. As well, it's mislabeled. It looks like it's labeled like it's a regular chocolate bar. How would I know?
That's what happens when you take other people's stuff too. There's a good lesson. Don't take stuff out of people's bags.
She will never touch anybody's chocolate ever again.
Lesson learned. Yeah. Okay. Somebody want to know: are we jerks for keeping our son's stimulus check? We have 2 kids, a 21-year-old girl and a 24-year-old boy. They're both great kids, and we love them very much, but they're as different as night and day, and it's now causing a problem because my daughter's in college, lives on her own, works a full-time job. She's paying for her own apartment and expenses and has student loans to fund her schooling. Our son is trying to, quote, find himself. He lives at home, spends most of his time in his room playing games, and has no job. It doesn't seem like he wants one. Now, we love him to death, but he's not really contributing to our household or the world. Recently, those stimulus checks came out, and since my husband and I are the head of the household and both are still dependents, all the checks came to us. We decided that our daughter needs the money and it would help her with expenses, so we sent her her stimulus check. But we kept our son's because he lives for free, eats our food, and shows little initiative. He found out from his sister that the stimulus checks had come, and he is now furious with us and demanding the check. Do we give it to him? Did we do the right thing by keeping it?
You absolutely did the right thing by keeping it. This freeloading sack of bones needs to get a job. And, okay, here's your check. Move out tomorrow.
So I definitely think that parents have the right to keep the money. To avoid any more extra drama, what they should have done is sat down with the son and said, look, we're taking your stimulus check, and this is why. Because you're doing this, you're doing that, and this is why we're giving it. We're going to give it to your sister because she's doing A, B, and C. Explain it to him so he's not blindsided by it. Because that's going to be the extra drama there, too.
Yeah.
Finding out.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of balls, though, to demand anything from the parents he's mooching off of.
Yeah, but the parents have the right to take the money. If you're living underneath your parents' house and you're over the age of 18 and you're eating their food and you're watching their cable and they're paying for it, I'm sorry, dog. It's like you're still under 18 then. They make the rules.
Totally.
Yep. Nobody's saying that they're the jerk on that. The responses we're getting early on here.
Good.
Evan sent an email, said, am I the jerk for not letting my girlfriend stay at my place? I told my girlfriend she couldn't spend the night at my place, and now she's really mad at me. She stays up late, usually smoking weed, and when she does come to bed, she snores like a 60-year-old man. I got to wake up super early, and I need my sleep. Am I the jerk for not letting her sleep over, or is she the jerk for how she's reacting?
I think she's the jerk. You're telling her that she snores and she keeps you awake and she disrupts your sleep patterns and she doesn't care.
You're not the jerk.
No.
Sometimes people don't understand that other people have really bad sleep issues.
Yeah.
I had an ex-girlfriend that sometimes I'd have to leave the bed and try to sleep on the couch by myself because I toss and turn, and she would take it personal. And I would explain to her, it's got nothing to do with me not wanting to be with you. I have to try to get some kind of sleep. It was a problem.
Sleep is sacred, too. If this girl does not appreciate the fact that you cherish your sleep, she might not be the girl for you.
She doesn't have the right temperament for the trade for this relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, Walls Pennington's out.
Oh, we're so out.
Yeah. Okay, one more quick email. Am I the jerk for getting a date while on a date? It says, I was on a really bad date the other night with a guy who could only talk about himself. And as he droned on, I noticed another guy sitting at the bar who kept glancing my way. He was really hot, and he seemed to be checking me out. So when my date excused himself to go to the restroom, I walked up to the guy and asked him if he wanted to go grab a drink. He said he would, so I told him to meet me at a bar a few miles away in an hour. When my date came back, I told him that I had an emergency and I needed to go home. An hour later, I was having a drink with the hot guy at the bar. Are you a jerk if you get a date while on a date?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because you know in your heart that you and this other guy are never going to go out again.
Yeah, and you didn't let on to him what was going on. He doesn't know. All he thinks is you had an emergency and you left.
The only thing I would say is just be respectful. Don't do it to where they can see it.
Right.
Do it to where, because then
she didn't.
And you're right. She's not the jerk. But if she would have done it and made a scene about it, then she would have been. But I'm going to go ahead and say, no, you're not.
No.
You're playing the game.
Time is very limited these days. If you're planning to go out for a fun date and the first guy sucks, call in a backup.
This guy sounded like he really sucked.
He did.
Yeah. So we got to do an in-house ruling now. Is Jbird a jerk because he stole relish from the store?
Ugh, you're disgusting. Lock him up.
Now, what exactly happened with your relish caper?
So I was at Walmart, as I am on so many occasions, and
rolling back prices.
I did the self-checkout, which I don't like. There's always a to-do.
Yeah.
But I decided to go through the one line was just so long.
Yeah.
So I have some big expensive items in there that you can't bag. And anytime you can't bag something at Walmart, they stop you and they go through your receipt and they see if you're taking anything. I don't know what happened. And the shuffle of everything, I did not pay for my relish, I guess. I had relish in my bag. So I'm going through the checkout. I put everything in there. I'm running to the door, going to the door, and the guy stops me because I have all those items out there. I'm a red flag.
You are. And you're a red flag in general.
Well, I had a carpet I couldn't put in a bag,
Okay.
So
You bought another rug?
I did.
What's it look like?
I don't want to tell you because you're going to make fun of it. Yeah. Opinions over here.
I know. She really is into your home decor.
So the guy's going through my bag, and he realizes I did not pay for relish.
Damn, he busted you?
Well, I start arguing because I could have swore that I paid for the relish, but I look at my receipt, and it's not on there.
Oh, you doubled down.
So now it looks like I'm arguing about the relish, and I look guilty. And then in front of everybody, I had to go back and then pay for the relish as my cart was on the side.
How embarrassing.
So embarrassing. Because it looked like I was stealing relish.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And technically I did.
You tried to get away with it.
I swear I didn't mean to steal the relish.
Damn.
Wow.
Was it a big thing of relish? If I know you.
Of course it was a big size.
Jumbo relish.
Family size relish.
Dang.
It just shows you, though, is make sure you check your items. Because Walmart will get you.
Yeah.
Walmart will get you. And you know who else will get you? Whole Foods.
Yeah.
They will get you too because Rocco, he loves to do the self-checkout. And one time he was doing it and we forgot to pay for something and they notice.
Yeah, so my relish wasn't, I guess, in the bag. I had my whole little cart was kind of messy. I was trying to get out of there as quick as possible. So I had items kind of everywhere.
Wait, you were disheveled?
She's trying to reel you right in, just to club you over the head.
I'm used to this witch's game. The funny thing is, she's such a sweetheart off the air.
Oh, yeah.
She's like a little infant. Actually, she's not.
I was going to say, we were on Saturday.
No one believes that
yeah.
damn lie. She's an animal.
I'm getting better. 2 truths and a lie. That's a lie. All right, coming up here in a second, we're going to do a raise your hand poll. For instance, raise your hand if you've ever stolen anything at self-checkout.
Yeah, people are saying you don't have to show your receipt, and they're right, but now you do get into a peeing contest with the Walmart people.
You should show your receipt. If they ask you to see it, you should just show it to them. Why are you starting to fight with this person?
There's videos of this one guy, he calls himself a crusader. He goes to Walmart, buys all these items, and then will not show the receipt. And then when they won't, when he doesn't show the receipt, he says he's going to return all of his items back.
That guy's a douche.
He's a douche.
He's got nothing better to do, really.
You are the jerk, yeah. There's the ruling. All right, so if you want to check out the Raise Your Hand poll, going to be doing that on KVJ TV. You can see who answers what to what, and we're going to get some stats for you on the KVJ show, like how many of us have gotten busy in an elevator. That KVJ show stat is next.
KVJ Double Your Paycheck is on, so sign up now to get it.
I'm so excited.
At WRMF.com. Get the info on everything that's going on with us at KVJShow.com.
Okay, got a raise your hand poll here. People watching us on KVJ TV on YouTube can see who's answering to what. If you're just listening to the radio right now, you just get the stats on how many KVJ show members will answer what to which. And then on the After the Show podcast today, we'll go into greater detail about each one of these.
Last week it got pretty raw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just wait till we get to today's questions. Okay, so I want you to raise your hand here. We got myself, Virginia, Jbird, Denny's, and Suits in the other studio running KVJ TV. To raise your hand if you ever practice kissing on a stuffed animal or doll. I'll even throw a pillow in there. Back in the day, did you ever do that? Raise your hand if you did. Okay, that is 100%.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Did some other things, too.
I made it happen with a poster.
You made it happen? Like,
well.
Oh, okay, because I think me and Denny's made it happen with some stuffed animals. Allegedly.
Poor Teddy Ruxpin.
Stuff that thing.
No, poor pound puppy.
Oh, get pounded.
Yeah, you took it literally.
Dang.
Dog's like, can we change our names?
Yeah.
All these kids keep pounding us.
It's terrible. Okay, raise your hand if you ever hooked up with a stranger on vacation. Ever hooked up with a stranger on vacation? Does that include doing the deed? You should say yes, right? Okay.
Full gorilla.
Yeah, let's say full gorilla. Okay, on vacation. You hooked up with a stranger. We have got 40% of the KVJ show. 2 hands are up on that one.
Sounds so exciting.
Quit being so vanilla.
It's very mysterious.
I can't wait to hear those 40% tell their stories.
Well, that's going to happen on the After the Show podcast, Virginia.
Goody.
Okay, raise your hand if you've ever gotten it on in an elevator. Who's had sex in an elevator? Raise your hand.
You're so Aerosmith.
Okay.
Don't ruin the game, dog.
How do you know I'm talking to you?
How do you know I'm...
Well, she asked the question and you answered.
How do you know I'm answering? No. I'm done. Drink.
Bird bombs.
Okay. 20% of the show. One person raised their hand. I bet you can't guess who.
Whoops.
Okay, raise your hand if you've fantasized and pleasured yourself to a good friend's significant other. Okay. Has anybody done that here on the KVJ show? Looking around? Nobody is claiming that. Nobody has done it, they say. Okay.
A lot of liars on this show. No.
Okay, raise your hand if you have gossiped about another KVJ show member's family member. Who has done that?
Oh,
I mean, we're human, Kev.
Yeah.
Okay.
This weekend.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I got a good solid 80% on that.
I mean, one's got to learn how to survive in this crazy world.
Okay. All right. So that's the stats we got for you on KVJ TV. You know who said yes to what?
Jessica A in the chat room says I'm lying. No, I'm not. Bring it.
I think you said yes to everything.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Don't ruin the game again.
Again.
And I think I did, actually.
You're a fun guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the more you raise your hand, I think the more fun you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stories are awesome.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people are mad. Ow!
I got some Florida stories here to kick us off today, including a doctor who was just lured and could not turn down Seminole Hard Rock Casino, even though she should have, because she needed a sitter. Said she just left her kids in the car. 43-year-old Mariana Elena Guimera Ravello got arrested on 2 counts of child neglect on Sunday. She went in there to do a little gambling, left her 2 kids unattended in a running car with the doors locked for about an hour. They showed her at a poker table for at least 12 minutes. She was ignoring text messages from the kids, aged 3 and 11, who were in a busy pedestrian area and were found by officers. I mean, she just had to run in to try to get her fix.
I bet she's having...
I mean, you are really struggling with your gambling addiction if you do that. And your kids are texting you and you're ignoring the text.
But she was so close she could taste it, Virginia.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, girl, you need to go to some little gambling rehab.
I wonder if she's also drinking while she's doing that. Because those two do go hand in hand. And if you're drinking, you let it ride. You don't make good decisions.
True.
My question is, you have an 11-year-old in a running car. What are the regulations on that? Because you can leave, a kid home at 12? And I think a lot of it's up to your own discretion. How does that work if a car is running? Because I'm sure probably as parents, there's a lot of us. If we did a raise your hand poll, have you ever left your kids in a running car after the age of 10? How many parents would be raising their hands on that?
Well, how many in here?
What are the guidelines on that?
Yeah, so wait, one was 11, and how old was the other one?
3. That's kind of what I'm wondering here.
It's a gray area because one of them was 11.
Yeah.
Have you ever left your kids in the car while I was running?
Yeah, Magnolia stays with Rocco all the time.
I'm saying back in the day when they were younger.
Not when she was smaller than 11.
Kevin?
I let my kids drive at 11. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that because, an 11-year-old left in a running car, where do we stand on that? It was an hour. Okay. If anybody knows what that is legally. Apparently, she overstepped her bounds because, look, it's a story. She got in trouble and got arrested. So.
She did get arrested.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have a dog in the car question, but I think it's going to muddy up the topic, so I'll save it for tomorrow.
How old is the dog?
I'll save it for tomorrow.
There's a Florida couple that decided to try to work a gator into their gender reveal.
I hope they got bit.
How are they doing this?
Really, people? What are y'all trying to do here?
If it's a gator, it's a boy. If it's a...
There is a video on Instagram posted on Only in Florida where this guy had a gator, and the gator actually looked pretty calm. Seemed like he knew what he was doing with it, and he dropped a dye-injected watermelon into the mouth of the alligator to bite open. And the gator must have been trained because it popped the watermelon for blue dye to come out, signifying, of course, that they're having a boy.
I'm sure the gator really wanted to be a part of that, too.
Was it like a gator at a enclosed place where everybody is safe?
No, it did. It looked like they were at a picnic ground. Like, you know how you have whatever that little covering is and you have the outdoor grills and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it looked like.
Boy, not very smart.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh, that gator was just sizing somebody up to eat. You know they were?
You know they were.
Okay. Just to let you know, too, as we're starting to get into warmer weather here, that gator mating season is going to be coming up here. It hits its peak in May and June, but they go out there to sow their wild oats, and they get a little bit froggy. So.
I saw a video on TikTok yesterday of this guy fishing alongside of like a little canal.
Yeah.
And he's reeling in this fish, and as he's reeling in the fish, the gator is coming up through the water. So he gets the fish on land, and the gator jumps on land and jumps and gets the fish.
That's crazy. I saw a video of a gator stealing a boat. It was crazy. Turned the keys and everything.
What they do.
Flicked off the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
My story's better.
There's a former Playboy bunny in the UK now who owns and breeds giant rabbits. Oddly enough, she's a Playboy bunny, and now she breeds rabbits.
I see the correlation.
Does she still try to do naked stuff with it?
With the bunny?
Well, not with the bunny. Don't take my mind out of the gutter.
Take your mind out of the gutter?
Yeah, she brought me there.
Okay.
I didn't have to bring you. You live there.
Yeah, well, apparently somebody stole one of her bunnies, who's the Guinness World Record holder for the world's longest rabbit.
Damn.
The bunny is 4 feet 4 inches long.
That's a big ass bunny.
Kind of horrifying.
Sounds like a horse.
I don't want to.
That's like that lizard that was climbing the shelves at the 7-Eleven in Thailand.
A 4 foot long bunny?
Oh, that is crazy.
I don't know if I want to mess with that bunny.
I don't want to mess with.
That's a lot of bunny.
You do not want to mess with that. They say, wow, crazy
Somebody
stuff.
stole it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Crazy story out of New York. A parent there just filed a lawsuit to get the rights to marry their adult child. They say it's a matter of individual autonomy, and they say that they can't have kids together. But even if that's true, one legal expert says the lawsuit probably doesn't have a chance.
Wait, what?
The parent wants to marry their own kid. People are just disgusting.
Someone will defend it. Someone will defend it.
What? What
Go
are we
on
doing
Twitter.
here?
Someone will defend it.
Okay. Back in December, there was that guy that got busted for trying to get around in quarantine to go on that dangerous 5-hour jet ski ride from Scotland to see his new girlfriend on the Isle of Man.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, he wound up getting 3 days in jail.
They busted him.
Yeah, well, now they broke up, so.
Aw.
Dang, love. Is it real?
Well, when your girl's on the Isle of Man, she might find somebody else.
Where's this aisle?
Yeah, right?
Love is dead.
Yeah. They say 4 girls 14 and under set a vacation house on fire in Pennsylvania earlier this month, and they said, "Why'd you do it?" "We were bored."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to beat your 14-year-old with a stick?
Wow.
I don't know about a stick.
What the hell is the matter with you?
Yeah.
I keep on having dreams I'm burning my house down.
Why?
I don't know. I'm running out. My backyard's on fire.
Is it a premonition?
I don't know.
Dang, okay.
You got that fire extinguisher, bruh?
I get them fire dreams. I don't know, but no, I do not. I do not. I barely have a working hose. Fire extinguisher, brother? Come on.
You still thinking about that Tesla, Virginia?
I'm not, but Magnolia is definitely throwing it out there a lot.
Oh, okay.
Well, what happened to the other one?
The Audi?
The Audi.
I think the Tesla and the Audi are both too expensive.
Okay. Well, here's a fun little feature. Maybe they'll change your mind. Somebody just figured out that there's hidden voice command with Teslas where if you say open bunghole, it opens the charging port in the back.
That's just good, clean comedy right there.
Right?
The car does have like funny things where you can make the turn signal go and it makes the sound of a fart.
Okay, I do like that.
There's silliness to the Tesla.
Okay.
Rocco was discovering all of it the other day with my friend that's got one, and he is obsessed.
Okay. There you go. All right, something to check out. They say for National Grilled Cheese Day yesterday, did you hear that Kraft released grilled cheese incense that smells just like the real thing when you burn it?
Ooh.
Oh, I can't burn that at my house. I'll eat everything.
Right. That'd be tough, wouldn't it?
I really celebrated yesterday. A lot of people did. They heard us talking about it.
Yes.
And KVJ Nation said, I didn't know it was National Grilled Cheese Day. They were making grilled cheeses or posting pictures.
Yeah, they say they're giving away
beautiful.
1,000 sticks, and if you want to win one, you can enter by tweeting the hashtags Breathe Cheesy and Sweepstakes by Thursday.
Huh.
So if you want it, that's what you got to do to get it.
KVJ's double your paycheck.
We are looking for Marlo Cohen of Lake Worth. That's Marlo Cohen of Lake Worth.
If you just heard your name, you have 10 minutes to call 877-979-WRMF and get your paycheck doubled up to $1,000. Good luck. From 97.9 WRMF.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking about that doctor who got arrested. She went into the Hard Rock, left her kids age 3 and 11 in a running car so she could go in and gamble for like an hour. And somebody texted in and said, yeah, I'd love to know the guidelines for leaving a child in the car as well. One time I left my son finishing up his homework in the running car so I could run into Publix and grab a Lunchable for him. I was in there probably 7 minutes, and when I came out, there were people standing around my car. I was so embarrassed. If I remember correctly, he was probably around 10 or 11 at the time. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people that have kids around that age where like, well, I mean, you know, they seem capable. It's cool. The car's running. It's locked. You know, there's always the thing where somebody can bust out a window and drive away with your kid in the car. So it's not ideal, but you know, there are situations where, you know, you're alone, you don't have many options. Like, gosh, what am I going to do here? Somebody said, I think as long as the kid is old enough to be able to lock the doors and keep the air conditioning running and then unlock them again when the parent returns, then they're old enough to be in the car alone. One person texts.
Well, you could be 6 and do that.
However, in that situation at the Hard Rock, she was completely wrong. That was just way too long and way too inappropriate.
Yeah, it wasn't really like I was going into Publix to buy my kids food.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a necessary task.
I was going in there to let it ride.
Right. I'm going in there to bet it all on black.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to justify that you had to get your gamble on.
Right.
Yeah, take your kid in there. Let your kid learn about the world of gambling.
I don't think you can.
I was taught very early. That turned out fine.
Can you take a kid in the casino? I don't
No,
think
you
you
got to
can.
be 21.
Yeah.
Real 21?
Yeah, we've tried many times.
I thought you could be 18. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
that's 21.
up.
I know we've been denied, and he had a fake mustache on and everything.
So it's got to be different for different states then, because the first casino I went to, I was 18, but that was in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Mississippi back in the day didn't give a crap.
They did not.
There are no rules in Mississippi.
No.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. So, yeah, anybody knows the inside out of that? That seems like one of those, like you said, a gray area, Virginia, where I'm sure a lot of us have probably not done what's completely legal.
If you can justify it, though, it's one thing. You can't really justify, I had to get my roulette on.
Yeah, I hear you. Mm-hmm. So, interesting stuff. All right, anything else you want to share on that? 877-979-WRMF.
Drama, you got drama and you gotta tell all. You love to complain about your pain. Hey, you're Facebook fishing.
A couple of fun, quick threads that people had sent us here from different social media platforms today. Got one here that Francis had posted. This is kind of more your traditional Facebook phishing, looking for a little validation. Jbird, I'll have you play the role of Francis, and I will play the role of Dax.
Francis is a girl?
Yeah,
it looks like it.
Okay.
I can't tell by the...
Francis from Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. He wasn't a girl.
I can't tell by the picture, so, because it's like I have a cat. So, yeah, I'll go with Uchi.
Francis has got a cat. I think Francis is a dude, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is the worst day ever.
What is it now?
Just when you think life couldn't get any more cruel, it does.
Virginia, can you throw in the role of Denise there real quick?
Yes. Now you're scaring me. What's going on?
Don't get sucked in, Denise. Francis is famous for Facebook phishing. It's just like a hobby for him.
Shut up, Dax, until you know all the details.
All right, dude, I'll bite. Why is your life falling apart now?
My boss left me a voicemail and told me to make sure to check the text you sent before tomorrow morning. I'd canceled my text plan, so it cost me 75 cents to read it.
What did it say?
It said, sorry, we are no longer in need of your services, effective immediattle.
Dude, you had to pay 75 cents to get fired?
Yep.
Okay, that does suck. Okay. That
does suck.
That does.
Poor Francis. Okay, let me see. Post 2. We're going to need to get Denny's in here.
Oh, Denny's!
This is a quick post that Darcy had put up on a social media platform. I think this is Next Door is where this one comes from.
And finally, the actor enters the studio.
Yes. Denny's, you're going to play the role of Paulie here.
Oh, Paul.
Okay.
Give it to
Yes.
us. Paulie.
Okay, Virginia's Darcy, Denny's is Paulie here in this social script.
I don't want to sound like a Karen on here, but when they pick up the recyclables on Thursday, you should not be leaving your blue bin on the street until Sunday. It makes you look lazy, and your neighbors don't like it.
Here comes Polly. Are you serious?
Yes, I am. My neighbor left her blue bin out till Sunday.
No, I meant, are you seriously bringing this up on the Next Door app? Couldn't you just ask your neighbor why they leave the bins out?
I guess.
Oh, I love Paulie.
Oh,
I want
thanks.
to explore more about Paulie.
It does kind of bring up a good point. I have noticed on Next Door, there's a lot of people blasting their next door neighbor when they could easily just walk next door and have just a civil conversation with them. Be like, hey, you know what? Can you maybe not do this?
And sometimes maybe you have been bird bombed at work and you forget to pick it up that day.
Yes.
It happens.
It does happen.
Sometimes you got bird bombed at work, and then you went home and bird bombed yourself the next 2 consecutive days.
Yeah, right. And then you forget about trash in general.
You forget about life.
Yeah, it can kind of happen. Okay, somebody's got a little problem with the dirty talk going on here, and they sent us an email on maybe suggestions we could have. It says, I'm seeing this guy that I love, but hate the things that he says while we're together in bed. His dirty talk is cringy, and I hate it, but I don't want to say anything to jeopardize our relationship. What would you do?
What's he saying?
Yeah, can you tape him and send it to us?
You're right.
I'd love to hear the
We'd love to hear it.
He sounds like a grunter too. He just. I know we don't know that for a fact. He just sounds like he is.
Can you wear earbuds when you have relations?
Ah, there you go. Then now you're talking about solutions, Virginia.
How insulting.
I think it's one of those things you can't correct him on until you guys get a little bit more familiar.
Yeah, and unless he's degrading you in a way you don't want, you know what I mean? If he's saying things that
You dirty pig.
Yeah, things that are making you feel terrible.
Right.
You got to address that. But if he is,
if he's just bad at dirty talk, can you just stick it out a little longer, no pun intended? And because in a few months, then you can correct him or coach him.
Maybe he's good at dirty talk and she just doesn't like it.
Dang.
Because there's some people who just, they won't even, like, can you picture the Kevin Ralston talking dirty in the bedroom? No way.
Oh, you ought to hear what I say.
It would be about the show. Like, I think we should change the 6:30.
It'd be about prep.
Yeah, it'd be prep stuff. Well, what if we turned the dirt of the day? We did it later. Yeah, it would be. I wish he was an animal in the bedroom. I want that for him.
Yeah. I would think this is something you just still need to include in conversations and relationships. It may be awkward, it may be cringy, but you should be able to be open and honest, right?
And maybe you don't tell him what he's doing wrong. Maybe you give him suggestions on what he could do right.
There you go. Have fun with it.
Yes. Don't be so like you're reprimanding him for the mistakes. You're maybe just encouraging him to do a different thing or say a different thing.
Do you guys like dirty talk? You don't like it, do you?
It depends on if I've been drinking.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully you're not the one doing it, because that would be a mess.
Well, Panda seemed to like it this weekend. So.
Oh, yeah? People were asking how your date went on Friday.
Yeah, we had a good night.
You got a little action in there?
We did.
Okay, he loves the sweet nothings of a drunk Cajun man.
Yeah.
Okay, hot.
Okay. Look at you, keeping it all hot and spicy.
Some people, it turns their stomach. Some people are into it.
Okay, so you're defending if you're drinking. Kevin, it doesn't turn you on at all?
Yeah, I think a little dirty talk, I think it's good, right? I mean, it kind of gets things going.
All right.
Oh, we know you like dirty talk. Oh, we know you've gotten down.
I don't see Denny's getting the dirty talk.
What's the dirtiest thing a girl has ever said to you?
I can't say that here.
Yeah,
okay, coming up on the podcast.
Yeah.
No.
Because there's got to be some girls in your repertoire that have tried hard.
Stop it. You're making it sound sleazy.
It's not sleazy.
Well, do you think that every relationship needs to have some kind of set rules that you, through time, kind of agree on? Maybe you don't even have them written down, but after a while, I would say if I really thought about it, my wife and I know boundaries. So I guess our relationship has rules that we have, where I just know there are certain things that she wouldn't tolerate, and so I know, okay, there's a boundary that is there. What would you say are some of the more interesting rules that you have in your relationship? Would love to hear that. 877-979-WRMF. You can text those into us. 877-979-9763 here at the KVJ Show.
KVJ's double your paycheck.
Well, we put the call out trying to double a paycheck here. We said Marlo Cohen of Lake Worth, and with 1 minute to spare, Marlo Cohen gave us a call and is going to get her paycheck doubled. Yeah!
Yes.
Oh, that's great stuff. Marlo, what you going to do with all this crazy money now?
I'm going to pay my mortgage.
Yay!
Okay.
How exciting!
That is fun. That's responsible. That's a great thing to do, and hopefully you find some extra cash to go have a little bit of fun with. Okay, Marlo?
Definitely. Thank you.
You are so welcome. See, that's joy you could have in your voice. Another winner comes up at 11 a.m. If you're not signed up yet, go do it right now at WRMF.com. We could be doubling your paycheck today.
More KVJ next on 97.9 WRMF.
Do you have rules in your relationship? I would say that every relationship does. Maybe they're understood, they're not necessarily defined, but it's good to make sure that you guys are on the same page if you're going to be in a relationship. There are 10 standard ones that Psychology Today says it should be the commandments of every relationship.
Okay.
They said never ever curse at each other. I guess that could be broken if it's done in fun, but if you're being serious, then maybe you shouldn't.
Silly is okay, but mad is bad.
Like, you burned my eggs, you effing witch. You can't say that stuff. That's terrible.
Or you could say just, how you'd say really mean cut down at somebody when you're arguing and you call them that. A-hole or something like that. Probably not a good idea.
Here's your eggs right in your lap.
And you burned them. Yeah, it's just horrible to say.
They say don't make threats. A lot of people often do that. They maybe drop the D word and use that to try to manipulate behavior. They say don't do that.
No.
If you burn my eggs, I'm going to stab you. Nothing.
That's not the D word he meant.
They say don't bring up partners from the past.
Oh, gosh,
I mean,
no.
come on.
I mean, all these things you're listing are so duh.
They really
If you're
are.
doing any of these in your relationship, you really don't get how to make the other person happy.
You should probably be single.
Yeah.
You seen the divorce rate?
Yeah, and look within. If you're doing this stuff, you're the problem.
Don't keep score, especially for trivial things. I think too often they do that. When you keep bringing things back, especially after a lot of time and something comes up, be like, 8 years ago when you, what?
Yeah, that sucks.
Let that stuff go. Commandment number 5, don't use sweeping generalizations like you always or you never. Number 6, don't yell in front of your kids. Number 7, don't say mean personal things. 8, don't throw things when you're angry. 9, don't go to bed with unresolved issues. And 10, don't give somebody the silent treatment longer than 1 day.
Who are these perfect people living these perfect lives? Because I don't know any of them in the human race.
Yeah,
There's
they
all
say
10 of those.
Those are 10 things that often are violated that lead to divorce. So that's why they say those are the 10 most important commandments that they've got for relationships. Because people are, and we have a high divorce rate.
Yeah, you need to look at that list. If you're doing even like 3 of those, you're blowing it.
Yeah, probably not working out. So some people have relationship rules and commandments outside of those. What are yours? Somebody texted in and said, my husband and I never have serious conversations the first half hour of the day or the first half hour after work. Understand you could be maybe more emotional or just not prepared. If you're going to have a tough conversation, you really should make sure that you're both present and awake. And it's good timing for that. And if you notice sometimes you're just kind of in a bitchy mood, that's probably not the time when you're angry from something that happened at work to then try to deal with a tough discussion about that's happening in your personal relationship.
But also, though, if you're in a bitchy mood, though, or a mean mood or whatever, or angry mood, are you really wanting to joke and keep it light during that time? Sometimes people need to be by themselves to get their mood in check.
Yeah. It is.
Said the guy who likes to be by himself all the time.
Well, no, it's not. That's not true. I had your drunk ass over, and I loves having you.
Nobody's ever said that. Thanks.
Do you think you have any relationship rules outside of the ones that we have, Virginia?
I mean, we do. We definitely have like little silly things. Like I know Panda always likes me to have Pepsi in the fridge, but I like them to drink less soda, so we have a thing about the Pepsi.
Okay.
I always like him to take out the trash every day.
Yeah, okay. There's yeah. That is a good one about having an understanding about making sure you're splitting up household duties about who does what.
But he'll jump in and do other stuff too, like dishes and stuff like that. So that's cool. But he knows that trash is his thing.
Okay. Somebody else texted in and said, if my wife gives me sex once a week, I won't go to strip clubs. And the rule has worked for 4 years now. It's been that long since I've been in one. Wow. Do you like that rule?
It seems a little piggish to me.
It just seems a little like...
In a nice way, you seem like a pig.
You're a very clean pig, but you're a pig.
I appreciate you listening to the program, but it's kind of a piggy thing to do.
I just don't like the way that feels.
If you want to keep me out of the strip club, you better give me some action, woman.
It just sounds very, where's my meal? I just got off the mill. I want my meal right now. It sounds very 1958.
Yeah. Are you doing things that make her want to get down with you?
And they could just be writing jokes, too. We have a very humorous audience.
That's true.
I don't know. We'll see. I kind of feel like there's some truth behind that one.
Definitely.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about the piggish comment that we got for relationship rules just a second ago. This guy's saying, yep. She gives me sex once a week, I'll stay at the strip club. 4 years it's worked. So he's justifying that that's worked out for him. So, yeah, I'd just love to try that in my relationship.
They'd be like, we found a DJ dead in his car at the strip club parking lot. We don't know what happened.
But it'd be on Dateline because the Queen would cover it up good, so it'd be in mystery.
Yeah.
It'd be unsolved.
All the people that knew it was her would then die. No one would be able to tell what happened.
Absolutely. All right. Well, just about 30 minutes ago, we gave away some money to Marlo Cohen of Lake Worth. We doubled her paycheck. So far, we are 1 for 1 today. We got 4 more chances for people to double their paychecks: 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. And if you refer a friend and they win, you can get $500. So make sure you get signed up so we can call your name today at WRMF.com as KVJ doubles your paycheck.
Follow KVJ on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KVJ Show.
Got some new terms out there. Have you heard of what Zoom zombies are? It's people who get in their cars right after a video conference for work. And apparently this is actually a problem because people are zooming out and almost getting in a trance when they're doing these Zoom meetings, and then they get behind the wheel and they're not totally concentrating on the road.
Oh.
It says 54% of people actually say they have trouble focusing right after a Zoom call. I guess I could kind of see that. I know that they've talked about people getting hypnotized while driving. If you ever miss your exit and you just kind of zone out, they say that's actually a form of hypnotism. You just kind of start thinking about other things and your mind kind of goes, and maybe that's kind of the same thing with the Zoom meeting. You're just like, "Rah."
That's how you get into an accident right there.
Yeah.
Zoom, zoom, pow.
That's why they say it's kind of dangerous. Like you need to...
Zoom, zoom, pow. No.
Let's pretend like it didn't happen.
I know, I tried. Had to go back. Had to go back, pick them up.
Oh, dust them off, kiddo.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. Yeah, they say that that is something where you got to kind of basically just like throw a cup of cold water in your face or slap yourself silly or something like that to kind of wake up. Zoom zombies, they call them.
Why is that? A Zoom kind of sucks the life out of you. At first, they were so fun.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I can like Zoom with all my friends
Yeah.
or Zoom with all my coworkers. But the novelty wore off real quick.
I still think it's cool if you have the right ingredients of people. Yeah, I think it works. You're talking about business meetings.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
The business ones have gotten just... At first, they were like, oh, this is cool. But now it's like, oh, this is terrible.
What would you rather do? Be on a Zoom meeting or a face-to-face live meeting?
It's so funny that you asked that because our boss sent out a survey yesterday that asked exactly that question. And I answered it still Zoom.
Yeah, I don't want to go out to face it. Always Zoom.
Always?
Your house compared to a like in-person meeting?
Right.
Oh, hell no. Always stay home. That's where all the cozy stuff is at.
True, it is. Cozy stuff. You're comfortable. You got your bathroom there should you need it. You don't have to deal with the travel time and traffic.
I can be more prepared at my house. I'm driving on roads. What if I hit a bridge?
Well, we haven't had any face-to-face meetings in over a year here yet. Our group has not assembled inside an office space.
Have a little sippy. The person doesn't probably know. If you can keep it together. Now, if you're driving around, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Meetings with a little bit of a buzz is...
Bird bomb.
It's a better meeting.
You should bird bomb yourself before every meeting.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I think the business is going to be forever changed. There's never going to be as much traffic on the roadways again. Technology is really upped itself, and also people have gotten a taste of it. They said that so many people now are so used to working from home that 34% of people are saying that they would start looking for a new job if they had to go back into an office again.
Wow.
That's a good nut. 34% of people will be like, you know what, if you're going to make me come into work, I'm going to go work somewhere else.
Yeah, I get it, because we've had the taste of the sweeter things in life.
You've been spoiled.
People are popping edibles, and people are staying at home.
Oh, yeah.
They're staying in their underwear. Why do you want to go back to the office, dog?
But enough about what you do.
No, I'm a church boy.
You heard of a vaccinista? This apparently is a new term.
Like a Vaccinista? Like shopping at TJ Maxx?
Yes, but this is a person who gets the COVID vaccine and then flaunts it with high-end shopping trips and parties.
That's going to be me. As soon as I get my second dose, which is next Thursday, I am out there, baby.
Virginia's a vaccinista.
I am.
I can already see that monster appearing.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of...
Well, they say with one dose, you're like 80% there.
She got that big vac energy.
Yeah. How long before you go back to get your second shot, Virginia?
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I didn't hear that. Next Thursday, and that's how much separation?
21 days, I believe, between the first and second shot.
Yeah, because I was reading article today saying that maybe we're going back too fast in America and Britain. I think it's 12 weeks is what they're doing, and they've seen lower numbers, even though they got that variant there, because they're saying that once you get the first shot, you're able to fight off COVID to a good amount. And so they want to worry about getting everybody's first round before worrying about getting people's second round. That's their approach and how it's different than here in the U.S., and apparently right now, Britain's numbers are better than ours because they're taking that approach. And they're saying that maybe in America, we should wait 12 weeks instead of what we're doing with 3.
Well, do they have the same, like the Pfizer and the Moderna like we do?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think those pharmaceutical companies are the ones that put out the...
But they're able to come up with their own. I think you can regulate how you're doing that. So that's how they're doing that in England. And they're saying maybe the U.S. should look into that.
I mean, I just want to get it done and over with. And
yeah,
just
I think a lot of people are.
Stick me and let me live so I can go back to doing belly shots off of strippers and licking doorknobs.
You ain't doing any of that. I'm calling your bluff.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Your game is weak.
I don't know. She came out strong this last couple weekends.
She's great at harassing Bird.
Okay.
In my own
You're
place.
the only one she's been harassing.
I'll be doing body shots off a Bird.
Okay.
That would be a good video. If you get Panda's approval, I'm in. Although it would be uncomfortable, I'm in.
Can we do the luge? That's where I take whatever the alcohol is that I want to drink, and we pour it down onto your back, and then I put my face at the end of your butt and drink it.
I'm in. I think it does good.
It goes right down the middle.
It goes right down the middle.
I know where
it's called a mudslide.
You can't wear pants.
Dog, I'm in. You're the one that's going to be teasing the audience. They want to see it. I want to do it.
I'll do the luge this weekend.
Okay.
I'm out of town this weekend.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Bigfoot thing. Remember, he's got his little secret date weekend.
That's right. You're man camping.
Yeah. He's going to be doing his body shots with another dude.
Dang.
I don't know where I'm going, dog.
Yeah.
Will you make a luge video with Bigfoot?
We can do a luge on Friday's show.
I think Friday'd be good, yeah.
Okay.
Well, guess what is happening on Friday?
Yeah.
Bird bombs.
Bird bombs. KVJ TikTok. Coming up on the After the Show podcast, we're going to find out which KVJ show members have had sex in an elevator. Yeah, baby. And who also hooked up with a stranger on vacation? Some of the questions that we'll get the answers to from our Raise Your Hand poll earlier today. It's going to be streaming live in about 5 minutes on YouTube, but you can also always get it on demand or on the free 97.9 WRMF app. All right, Bird, wrap up today with your thought.
Virginia's texting, so I'm going to wait till we have her attention.
I'm not texting.
All right. Never hope for it more than you work for it.
Oh, yeah, baby. Right? Yeah.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.